Hey everybody, it's Christina. I have a juicy topic for you this week. It's about, are you being too picky or are you settling? You know, in certain situations in our life, be it a relationship, a friendship, a work situation, we often ask ourselves that question, am I settling or am I being too picky? And this came from having 3 different conversations this week with 2 girlfriends and 1 client who were all trying to talk themselves into relationships that they just really weren't happy in because there was something off in terms of it being a core value match. You know, I had one friend who was trying to talk herself into being with someone who financially was a mess. And another friend who was trying to talk herself into being with someone who's not affectionate at all, didn't come from a family where that happened, and it just isn't part of his makeup. And as much as she's tried in loving ways to initiate it, it's just not happening. And in my conversations with both of them and my client, I kept hearing them say, well, maybe I'm being too picky. And they kept trying to talk themselves into it. So here's the distinguishing factor between knowing if you're settling or if you're being too picky. If you're being too picky, you're trying to talk yourself out of something, giving yourself all the reasons of why it can't work and this and that, and when you're talking yourself out of something, it's like there's a block. You're not diving fully into it. You're judging. When you're trying to talk yourself into something, that's when you're settling. If you notice, a lot of your conversation is about why you should compromise and how you should adjust, and you're constantly trying to like someone or like a situation, red flag, it's probably not a fit. So that's the distinction. When you're being too picky, you're trying to talk yourself out of something. When you're settling, you're trying to talk yourself into something. So look at all the areas in your life. Look at your relationships, look at your job, look at your friendship, even look at your health and well-being. And notice where you're settling and compromising on your values, and notice when you're being a little too picky. You know, if you're constantly looking for something out there to make you feel better about yourself and you're judging too much, that's an indicator you're being too picky, and it's time that you become those things that you want. If you really want to be with someone who has their financials in check, get yours in order. If yours are in order and you're drawing in people whose aren't, that's when you may be settling. See, again, trying to talk yourself into something really doesn't feel good. And trying to twist and contort yourself so that you can compromise your values isn't really going to get you the love, the relationships, the career that you want. Are you still at a job where for 2-3 years you've been really showing initiative and doing everything you can and you're still not being recognized, you're still not getting that raise? You may be compromising your values. So my invitation for you this week is to look at all the areas of your life and be like, okay, where am I being too picky? Where am I judging too much? Where am I waiting for someone or something to fulfill something inside of me? And where am I settling or compromising? You know, where am I trying to talk myself into something where my values just don't align? See, the more we really say yes to the things that stretch us and no to the things that pull us back, the more we draw in the experiences that really are in alignment, where we don't even have to ask the question, am I being too picky or am I settling? I firmly believe and know with such faith that you can have the life of your dreams. A lot of it is up to you co-creating it. And so oftentimes that's saying no to things that just aren't a fit, and yes to things that you may be being too picky about. So I want to hear about what your ahas are, about whether or not you're too picky or where you're settling. Please share them in the comments below so that I can celebrate them with you. I look forward to seeing you next week. Bye.